Hello, hello. Welcome to the Pop Culture Playbook. I'm your host, Tatyana Arrington.
And I'm your host, Simone.
And guys, we have a super special guest for you coming later. Jeffrey St. Armand and Tricia Lee from Owning Manhattan are going to be joining us. But before we get into that interview, somebody has a birthday coming up.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God, I thought you
God.
forgot. Damn it.
Why would you think I would forget?
Because you didn't mention it. It's in 2 days.
Well, I'm mentioning it now. My good sis has a birthday coming up. Um, do you have any plans yet?
I never have plans. It's always on a weekday.
Well, do you like go out on the weekend? What do you like to do on your birthday?
I mean, honestly, my birthdays, I'm usually just freestyling. I think this year I'm probably going to take myself out to the spa and
Ooh,
then probably going to do shopping because I need to update my wardrobe.
okay. Okay. I like the vibes. I like it. Are you one of those people that is like, "Oh, I hope for my birthday for this year." Like, do you get reflective? Do you cry? Like, how do you feel?
Nah, I am not no misreflection. I saved that for New Year's. This whole New Year, I'm like, listen, we a new age. We made it around the sun. Let's just keep on keeping on. And this is my last year of my 20s. I'm already playing my 30th birthday and like the funeral for my 20s right now.
Oh man, I didn't know that it was your last year in your 20s. Okay.
Yep.
Good
Best
times ahead.
believe I'm going to be dramatic. We're renting a venue. I have a whole dress code. Everyone will be giving a speech.
Let me start working on mine now. Perfect.
Work on yours right now.
I will. I will. I love that. Well, guys, when you listen to this, it will officially be her birthday. So
Yeah, this comes out on my birthday.
feel free to wish her a happy birthday, send her some love. Um, and yes, happy early birthday. Um, should we get into the Grammys?
Let's get into the Grammys because we got a lot to talk about this time.
We do, we do. Should we actually let before we even get into the looks, let's start with something that we didn't talk about last time because we had so much to catch up on.
Mm-hmm.
But at the Grammys, somebody notably last night was missing, and it was the Glambot guy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that while I was watching the pre-show. I was like, "Oh, Cole ain't there."
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody's heard by now that the Glambot guy first of all the powers of J-Lo because this whole thing was
I don't know
actually
what spell she casted.
this whole thing was
That
actually on J-Lo.
that 360 times two turnaround went crazy.
My good sis has something going on because this whole thing was actually like, oh my God, J-Lo was so rude to the Glambot guy. And then somehow the whole thing turned on him. We got old messages of him. Um, and I gotta say, like, I read the messages and I thought it was like it was very uncalled for, like the way that he
Yeah.
was acting. So we see old messages. A woman was asking for the price. Hey, can I have the Glambot at my event? He's like, oh, well, it's very expensive. And then you kind of see this back and forth exchange. And then when you find out who the lady is, it's like, oh, she could have got a Glambot if she
Yeah.
wanted it. Like, and I think the best way would have been to handle that is just, oh, we don't rent out the Glambot for private events.
Yeah,
It,
that should have been the one and only email to respond. Like, I assume that he probably at that time probably got a lot of people just doing like random emails, be like, "Hey,
yeah.
can I do this? Can I do that?" And probably thinking it wasn't as expensive because people are being dramatic, saying, "Oh my God, 40,000 an hour," and I'm like, "Y'all, this is well, first of all, it's a lot of tech when it comes to a camera work. Secondly, there's a whole team behind it. So you got to pay for that labor, you pay for that equipment. It is not cheap equipment. Even me just getting a digi camera, I have to literally make a whole tax write off because it's that expensive. So I
Mhm.
only imagine how much the Glambot is in total.
Right. Right. And so he comes out, he apologizes, and then the Grammys come and he wasn't there. And I don't know if that's going to be a staple now for Oscars. Like, I don't know how it's going to move forward for the rest of this season in particular. I do think it'll blow over eventually. Um,
Yeah.
but I just got to say, like, that's just a reminder, like, professionalism lasts forever. Like,
Yeah.
and
Did
you
you
just,
see what Pop Crave did with their like own like semi glam
yes,
up, like their Zoom thing?
yes. And I was like,
Oh
okay.
my
It was feeling like Abby Lee Miller core. Everybody's replaceable. Like,
god.
child. Mm.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so we could start there. Then let's take it to the looks. What did you think about last night's looks?
I think most was like a all black memo that we did not know about because majority of people were in black. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I know we in down times right now, but my goodness, we all in black.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like a lot of the looks, if I'm being honest. Like
Mhm.
a lot of them I was like, "Oh, either the hair is off or you have no accessories or Heidi Klum, what the hell are you wearing?"
Yeah.
Um,
Some people went as, hey, I'm here so I don't get fined. And then people, some, very few, were like, hey, I'm here nominated for a Grammy tonight. Other people were just like, I forgot this was happening. I went to the nearest Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's, and just picked something out.
yeah. Yeah. What did you think about Chapel's look? Because I feel like 50% of people thought it was cunt, and then the other 50% thought it was like trashy, not the time, not the place. Like I know she was wearing like a vintage Mugler outfit. So
Uh-huh.
what did you think of her look?
I think it's something for the VMAs
Okay.
and not the Grammys.
Hmm.
And this is not me policing. I'm the last person to do it. But it's like we went from the storytelling you had with last year's looks to now we just out here freeing the nipple and you got whole nipple piercings. I ain't never knew that. And I found out last night.
Yeah, I didn't like it. And that's just it. I just didn't like it.
Hmm.
I loved Sabrina's dress. I just didn't like her hair, but I thought the
Yeah, that's
dress,
what a lot of people were saying. They liked the dress, but the hair wasn't really it. I feel like it's something we've seen her in so many times. I'm just like, we could have had more.
hmm I just
They're
thought it
more
was like a
creative.
pretty dress.
Mm.
I loved Tyler's dress.
Oh yeah, that was a Grammys dress.
Beautiful, beautiful, stunning. I loved Bad Bunny's suit.
Oh, his suit was everything. That was custom Scaparelli. He came to win. He came to win that night.
Came to win. I loved his suit. And then I loved Zara Larson.
Oh, her look was everything. It like gave me like nostalgia 2000s. I'm so mad her performance was in the pre-show and not
I
the actual show.
know.
And that's
And
another thing with the pre-show. Why do we have 86 awards for the pre-show, but we only see 9 in the main show? I need producers to get it together. Like you could have given, and this is like a big discussion online, especially when it comes to the R&B categories.
Mhm.
Y'all could have put in like 20, I think it was like 20 before. Y'all could put in like 30 of the categories in because it makes no sense to have 86 categories in a pre-ceremony that lasted almost as long as the show and then go into the show almost 4 hours. We only see 9.
Mhm. Well, see, I know they did that last year, and but it worked last year. For whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
this year it did not work. But it was I feel like the Grammys last year were so good, and this year
Yeah.
it just fell flat to
I
me.
mean, it kind of represents where we were in music in 2025. We couldn't even find a song of the summer, even though technically we did have one. And we can like
Nothing beats
segue to
a
like,
Jet 2 holiday.
oh
That
my
was the song.
God. But like going into the wins, just pre-show wise. I was looking forward to the R&B categories. That was the main ones I cared about.
Hmm.
Kaylani was now a Grammy Award winner, two-time
Yes.
Grammy Award winning artist.
Yes.
Purple did. I knew this. I've called it since June when
Hmm.
that song was came out in full. It was going to get a Grammy. The campaign was just flawless. I was so happy. And let me tell you, she's gonna let y'all know that she is going to be uncouth. She's gonna let you know, saying, fuck guys, community need to get it together. We outnumbered them. I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the album.
Yes, I had a feeling she was going to get that award. I know Leon Thomas won as well, and I was super excited for him. Him and Ariana Grande are the only two people from the cast of Victorious to have Grammys, so shout out to them. Um, and also, I also loved a lot of like the ice out pins and
Mhm,
a lot of the speech. I know Justin and Haley. Actually, I forgot to mention, I like their look too. Clean, simple, to the point, ice out
mhm.
pins. Like they looked great. But we saw a lot of that last night, and that didn't go unnoticed too.
Yeah, this is probably like the most political Grammys we've had in like a long time.
Yeah.
Like from the pins to like people's speeches. Bad Bunny gave the quote of the night. Jumping back to like the pre-ceremony, probably the most viral speech was Duran Bernard.
Oh yeah.
God bless him. He won Best Progressive R&B Album from the moment he jogged down the aisle to the stage to him falling out on the floor. I loved every part of it.
Yeah, I saw that clip online. That was hilarious. It's just, you never know how you're going to react in that moment. So just to see like a genuine reaction from a
Mm-hmm,
person like that, you're like, give them everything. Like,
mm-hmm.
now I want you to win every award because I just want to see that genuine like joy from a person. So, yeah, I
Yeah, and
was
this is why we need the R&B categories in the main show because we could have seen him hop over Lady Gaga and Miley Cyrus to get to the main stage.
I think if they were going to do anything like best R&B album should be, if they were going to
Mm-hmm.
only pick one, I do think that one should be in the main show because when we take it to the main show, I thought the best new artists section was horrible.
Oh, girl, don't
But
even get me
last
started.
year, everybody from Sabrina to Chapel to even
Mm-hmm.
Benson Boone was
Mm-hmm.
incredible last year. This year, it was a clear distinction to me on who is a seasoned, talented artist. Leon, Olivia, Sabrina, Tyler, to
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know, like, why are you on the stage? It was
Listen.
horrible, like horrible, horrible.
There were not enough dress rehearsals. There were not enough dress rehearsals. And I hate to say this because this is like the first girl group performance in like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Cat's Eye, y'all are not helping the breakup allegations. I love them, but this was their worst performance. Where was the breath control? Why were you relying heavy on this dancing? Where are the headset mics? Y'all are a girl group and you don't have headset mics. I'm very specific about this.
Yeah, girl, because that was the first time that I've even heard Cat's Eye before or like heard any of their music and I'm like this can't
Now
what
they've
this
had better performances because I remember them at the VMAs. They were like the pre-show performance, and they did a combination of their two popular songs, the one they did last night, and then the song they're nominated for, Gabriella. I don't know why they didn't do Gabriella because that's a lot more better, especially with the stage they're working on, and just the transitions in general. Like it was a smooth transition going from Addison to Cat's Eye. But like them being in the back, having to go from the back to the front, and then just having the dancers and the pyrotechnics, it's just like, bruh,
and then
come on.
the song is awful as well.
God.
It's it's not
And then
helping.
Addison Ray, I'm just like, girl, hell Tate McRae to get on the dancing. Were you a dancer at LSU? Like the whole like stop motion performances, just no.
Well, I'm just like, if you're going to try to give Britney, and if your team is going to try to convince us that you're the new Britney and all of these things, Then I'm gonna need you to lip sync because
Oh, if she
what I
listened, that would have been worse.
no, because what I was hearing out of my ears, I was like, just play the track. I was like, just play the track because what am I hearing right now? I'm like, best new artist? No, like it was just a mess. And this is you're comparing these people to seeing somebody like Sabrina open the show, who
Oh,
just gave
Jesus.
a dynamic, stellar performance
Sabrina gave us Sabrina Comforter International Airlines. Not only do you get stage production, she knows how to do a performance.
every time. And you just compare that, or you compare
Mm.
Tyler's performance to the Best New Artist medley, and
Ooh, tapping on back to the medley. Alex Warren, honey, I am so sorry. Oh, that was just so bad. I was watching, I was like, oh my God, who is in charge of his mic? This choir is drowning him out. And then he wasn't in sync with the music. And then he had to be going up and he still wasn't in sync. I'm like, oh my God.
I was
You
just
could
like,
tell he was
oh,
so mad.
I was like, that's the guy that sings that song.
Yeah. And then of course Lola Young, she gave an acoustic version of her song. I thought it was cute. Leon Thomas again played the hell out of the
Seasoned
guitar.
professional.
Seasoned, mentored by Babyface. So we know we're gonna get a good show. And then
That
who
could have
else?
that could have been longer, honestly.
It really
Like
could have been longer, but we know he had like another performance lined up, and we're gonna talk about that later. Then Somber performed his song. I didn't know he sang that song. He did
me
good.
neither.
I would say my favorites overall, of course, Olivia Dean. She gave us Man I Need. Everybody was looking forward to that. Leon Thomas. Who did I just name? Of course, the black. Oh, Lola.
Mhm.
Lola did a great one. Um, yeah, I think that's it.
From the Best New Artist section.
Yeah, from the best new
Yeah.
artist section, I think that's it. In case I'm forgetting somebody.
Yeah. And for me, it's just Olivia and Leon. I have nothing else for y'all. So
Oh my gosh.
so
Okay,
sorry.
so Tyler the Creator's performance, he did my favorite song from Chromacopia. I loved it. Tyler is gonna give you production.
Always.
And he did what was that one song called? I can't remember it. And I literally listened to the album front to back. But he had a cameo from Regina King.
I know.
I was not expecting that at
Me
all.
neither. I love that. Like anytime I just get to see her or yeah, feel her presence through a screen, I'm like, yes, like yeah. I loved that. I also loved how committed Tyler was because y'all
Absolutely
at
committed.
the end, this man falls on the floor and he's just there.
He
He's
just
not even
stays
getting
there
up.
even after they go to commercial because Duran Bernard posted a video of him still on the floor.
He's so funny. I wish he did Sticky, but I appreciate the performance. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. Then
Um,
we had the kick off the Black History Month with Lauryn Hill. First of all, Lauryn Hill was on time,
a miracle,
a miracle on its own.
a
She
Christmas
said,
miracle.
I'm going to honor my brother and I'm going to not only be on time, I'm going to make sure we get the right people for this tribute. And she
Yes.
did just that.
Yeah. That was definitely one of the better, once again, seasoned professionals who know how to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the better performances of the night for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. BT, I don't know how you're going to top it, but the bar is high now.
Good luck. What did you think of Mr. Bieber?
I think, I hope that he's going to wear pants at Coachella.
You know what? I liked it.
Yeah, but you're a believer. You're going to like it regardless.
I'm not Yo, where do you come
Don't
up
be
with these
denying it.
where do you come up with these titles for me? I'm not a believer.
Don't deny.
I'm
You've
a
been waiting for Journals Part 2 for the longest.
every black person likes journals. Like I haven't I'm actually gonna go back and listen to some of his stuff because his stuff started trending on TikTok and I was like, wait, I don't know this song. Is this from Purpose or so I don't know as much as of his music as I'd like to. But I I thought it was a really good performance. At first I was definitely like, okay, why is he in his boxers? But then I just kind of liked the stripped down aspect of it all. And we all know that like Justin has gone through a lot and
Hmm.
he has endured things and has like a lot of trauma. And in some ways, it kind of felt, and I mean, I could be wrong about this, like, but it kind of felt like an FU in some ways
Hmm.
to that crowd, those people who like allowed him to get hurt or allowed him to
Hmm.
this and that. And he's just up on stage singing about how much he's in love with his wife. And then we found out he has a tattoo of Haley on his back. Like, I,
Oh, he pawned a Ben Affleck. Oh.
but I appreciate how stripped down it was. And it I don't know. It's just kind of like you can see that he has like natural God-given talent. Like
Hmm.
the vocals were there. He's literally just standing there with his arms crossed, and yet he's still captivating people. I it I feel like there was something deeper to that performance, and I enjoyed it. I did. I did. But I'm curious to know what other people think. I haven't like been on social media too much because I'm working, but yeah, I felt like it felt like an FU in some way. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. A lot of people take
wait,
it as,
really?
yeah, at least in
Oh,
my timeline.
okay. So I'm like on the money then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It
Okay.
was half that and the other half asking where his clothes is.
Well, yeah. I mean, you think that at first because I was like, he's in his boxers. And then it's like, okay, yeah. Yeah. Like then you kind of forget about and I just love the way that he walked off stage too. It just felt really really raw, really honest. I liked it. I liked
Yeah. Speaking of almost walking off the stage, you want to talk about Cher?
it. And the winner is Luther Vandross. So I was like to my sister, I was like, did she just say Luther Vandross? And she was like, no, no, she said Luther. And I'm like, but I could have swore and then come to find out. But I don't know why people are making such a big deal about this. The song is called Luther.
It's like the hyper pro black people and then the people who don't follow like any music pre 2001.
Okay, got
Because
it.
when I watched it, I immediately laughed because it's like, oh, she means like she saw Luther and saw Luther Vandross,
Right.
very auntie coded. Like
Yeah.
I'm used to this, and like the woman's 79, y'all. She's seen a lot of people, so of course she sees Luther. It's like, oh, Luther Vandross, because literally it samples Luther Vandross's
Right.
song.
Yeah. Literally. So that wasn't that big of it. And they knew they won. They knew it was them. So
Yeah,
what's the issue? Um, I also want to talk about the wait, how did you feel about what SZA said on stage?
I don't feel a way about it. I think it was pretty much said the same as like the tone of the night.
Yeah. Well, I saw a lot of people saying she was like stupid for saying that. Like, hey guys,
Oh,
it's a really scary time, but like don't be scared. And it's like, was that the right thing to say?
Uh, people just want to complain about something.
Hmm. Hmm.
They'll nitpick any and everything people say. I remember with Bad Bunny's first speech, people were thinking like, "Oh, we should love our enemies." No,
No.
he's talking about the love of your community and your people are going to get you through it. Also, y'all know English ain't his first language.
Exactly. I
Give
didn't
him
get
some
that
grace,
vibe at
please.
all. Like at all. It was very much like love the people around you, protect the people
Mm-hmm.
around you is what I got from it. So yeah. Now, speaking of like, and guys, I know we're jumping around, but speaking of like having something to always complain about, I don't like what Pharrell said.
No one liked what Pharrell said. That's
I
why
don't
I
like
hated my bathroom break.
I don't like that Pharrell pulled a Kim Kardashian and said, "Get your fucking ass up and work." It's like no one wants to work these days. You have to surround yourself with people who want to work.
Meanwhile,
Like,
his ass is getting sued by like the second half of the Neptunes.
clock it.
Literally.
No, you're
And
right.
he refiled the papers last week.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Got the
But I'm
nerve to
just
be on that stage after everybody talking about, screw this administration, being community together. Then you got up there, the nurse like, just keep working. You'll be working for free. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Oh
like, what
my
are you
God,
saying?
shut up.
Yeah. I didn't like that. Even if you maybe even a little bit got what he was trying to say, not the place or the time, bro. Like nobody wants, everybody's working, okay? Like I don't know how y'all think this country
Everybody's
is
working. That's why everybody's going on tour.
out of, okay? Like I don't know how you think Amazon packages are getting delivered and this and that, but people are out here working. So stop,
Literally, the people handing out champagne are working.
like stop, please, and thank you. Um, Also a lot of complaining. I was personally happy about this. And I actually called it, like they were reading out all the nominees, and I was like, "Oh, I think Wildflower should win." And then Wildflower won. But everybody's like so mad about that.
So the thing with Wildflower is that it was a re-release off of the album that already came out for the
Hmm.
2025 Grammys.
Hmm.
So that single was originally in 2024. It had come out to qualify for 2025, but she had re-released it as its own separate single
Hmm.
so that it could qualify for 2026.
Okay. And I guess that's what people see the issue with.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess I still don't have beef with it. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I thought it was going to go to honestly either Abacadabra or the ATP. The Grammys love Bruno. I'm surprised none of the Bruno collabs got any wins, but he gonna sweep next year when his album comes out, and that is coming out
Yeah.
this month.
I don't know. I guess a lot of people were saying that was it Rose? Is that her
Yeah.
name? Like she thought she
Mm-hmm.
was gonna be the first K-pop artist to win a Grammy and like they didn't win anything. So
Yeah.
um but I mean,
Next year is about to be a bloodbath. Damn.
yeah, yeah. You know what? Sabrina went home with nothing either.
I'm not
And
surprised.
now now I know nobody really cared for Man-Child, but it's it's interesting, like to go from such a darling, like with short and sweet, and then that decline, like what, six nominations and nothing. But I was trying to tell people on this podcast, I was like, y'all, like as a fan, like this album was not hitting the way that
Mm-hmm.
short and sweet hit.
Yeah, it's the same with Wicked for Good. You're gonna have, a follow-up that is not as good as the initial project. You're gonna get some recognition, but you're not gonna get that win. And now it's the same when it came to Manchild. Now I hope she gives herself a break and not try to drop another album this year. Because listen, if she tried to drop a project this year, she doesn't stand a chance because you
Mm,
already got Taylor, you already got Bruno coming back, Beyonce about to drop Act Three, we got Kehlani's album, we got Jill Scott, we got BTS. Now is not the time to release nothing before September 30th or August 30th, whatever the deadline is for the 2027 Grammys.
hmm. Hmm. Okay, Sabrina, please take that advice. We're only trying to help. Um, and then I want to talk about, I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but like the Nicki Minaj of it all.
Oh,
She
I
is a
knew she was gonna go ballistic.
she's a joke to
Just
her.
a mess.
They were in the Grammys giggling at her,
Mm-hmm.
laughing at her like, baby,
Yeah,
you are a joke.
just
You're
Young Money, complete joke. Because this was literally last year with Drake. Everybody was, singing A minor. As Kendrick was going to take what record of the year?
Record and
Yeah,
song, girl.
record. Yeah, this was what was it? Because I remember this was when Beyonce was just like vibing and clapping. Taylor was just drinking champagne every time. I'm like, it had to be it was song of the year because record of the year it was presented by Diana Ross and she was surprised because she thought it was going to be Beyonce.
Yeah. But I just, when he started making those jokes and they were getting like wilder and wilder, and then you just hear people laughing, I was like, oh my, like she's done.
Oh yeah, everybody's sick of her,
She's
especially
so done.
how she aligns right now.
Yeah. But it's like Nicki has done a lot of things before, but her peers never openly would kind of go against her. Like people would still be like, "Oh, are you a Barb or who's your favorite like rapper?" And it would like from Jenna Ortega to Billie, like it's on record, and now she is a complete joke.
Yep, the
I
pendulum
was,
has swung. Like
yeah.
it's gone so bad, like people cannot even like excuse it now. Which again, I hate that it took this a
Hmm.
whole thick and fascist regime for y'all to finally let go. But it's about time.
Yeah. Well, there's still some barbs there. Their chip is deeply
They're
implanted.
deeply implanted.
Yeah. Um, and then if we take it to album of the year,
My boy took it home. Ah,
Benito took album of the year. Beyonce said that she was not coming, so they called Mr. Styles.
they called Harold.
They
They called Harold.
they called Mr. Styles and he came and presented him with the award. And honestly, I was hoping that he was going to give the entire thing in Spanish. I was like, don't even try to speak to us. Like, this is your moment.
And he did just that. This speech, I'm using my first language and I'm letting y'all know I am born and bred Puerto Rico and this is for my island. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. I did too. And I think he deserved to win. Like that album, even though I have
Absolutely.
no idea what they're saying, is fire.
Absolutely.
It's
I
so
love the
good.
album.
It's
Got me
so
ready to
good.
book a flight to Puerto Rico. Shoot. If I had gone the tickets, I would have gone to the residency.
I know my friend wanted to go and she just wasn't able to make it work. And I was like, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, that was the Grammys. Overall, unimpressed.
Yeah,
Do better next year.
honestly. Well, next year it will have a new home and a new host. This was the last year on CBS, as well as last year Trevor Noah hosting. I
Hmm.
don't know who they're getting to host. Before it was Trevor, it was James Corden, and then before him, it was Queen Latifah for a little bit. So I don't know who they're getting to host. I would love for them to get Queen Latifah back. I would be happy with that. Also, if Netflix was to come in and just snatch this up, so I don't have to maneuver my way to find a streaming service to watch it, that'd be great too. Have all my award shows in one house. Give me that.
That's true. Or if they don't get Queen Latifah, they could get Nikki Glazer because she's funny.
Yeah, she is funny.
Yeah. Um, now should we take it to Nicki Minaj now?
Yes.
Okay, so guys, Nicki Minaj got on that stage with Elmer's glue hanging out of her wig, a missing nail, the shoes that really old ladies like to wear. So it was
Oh God.
the fit was very super freaky grandma and held hands with that orange man.
Now, when I saw that picture of the hands, I saw Tiff posted it. I didn't know it was her. I was like, when the heck did Melania get these nails? Like, I'm just like, I know Melania ain't trying to be, culture vulturing,
Mhm.
because we know she don't like us. So I was like, what's going on? And that's when I went on Twitter and saw everything. I was like, oh, okay. And this can kind of segue into our next thing, because the another person that was there was Marty Supreme, actor Kevin O'Leary. And the cast and the team have been in a lot of controversy this past week.
Absolutely, which we will certainly get to. Because I'm curious to see how or if it will affect the movie at all. Um, but it's just there are no words for like seeing her on that stage. And honestly, when I first saw it, I was just kind of like, why are you reheating Kanye's nachos? Like, Kanye already did this. Kanye already put that red hat on, and look what happened.
Mm,
So, girl, do you need citizenship this badly? Do you really need to help out your questionable family members this badly? Like,
apparently, because her house, was taken out the market days before it's supposed to go into foreclosure. And I'm just like, yep, the check cleared.
okay, and I hope it is a fat one because
Mm,
you will be lucky if you will ever get a check from a lot of the people that were your fans ever again. Like, I'm so glad that like the LGBT community is wake TQ community is waking up and just a lot of people are like she is not for you at all. Like
mm,
Nicki Minaj is MAGA, y'all need to accept it and you need to
yeah.
die on that hill. And
Listen, y'all might not like Lizzo, but she said it best. You're going to find out a lot of your favorites are for the other side. You're about to be real disappointed.
yeah, because then somebody, because I don't keep up with these people at all, but like somebody had a wedding or a party or something. So Nikki went to that. 50 Cent was there. Amber
Uh-huh.
Rose was there. Which she also got her stupid self on the stage at one point too. And we were like, girl, you're not even big enough for us to care about you. So do what you want to do. But
Yeah.
it's it's just really unfortunate. But like, yeah, she's so done. Like ties are cut, okay? Like I actually, if you find yourself quoting Nicki, a Nicki verse, just stop. Just stop yourself right there in your tracks.
Mm.
Um, yeah. Now, should we take it to the Marty Supreme of it all?
Go right ahead, Chief. Go right ahead. I know it's going to be rough for you.
Wait, why?
Because Timothy's your boy.
Y'all see how she puts these labels on me?
What?
Timothy's not my boy.
Mm.
I think he's a good actor and I like a lot of his movies. And I think that is because he did a lot of female driven movies that were written and directed by women before he made a little switch. So, yeah. But if we want to talk about Marty Supreme, the director, Josh Safdie, was in a bit of a scandal. Um, it turns out that there was some alleged abuse that happened on the set of one of their last movies called Good Time, which was with Robert Pattinson. And if you guys know anything about the Safdie brothers, you may or you may not, but they typically like to cast a really big star in their movies, and then like supporting roles are just regular people. And they do this quite often to bring the realism into the film or whatever the case. So on the film Good Time, they actually had a man that was recently out of prison. Um, and they had a young girl, I think she was maybe in
She was
the
a minor.
okay, she was a minor. Okay. I was trying to remember accurately. Yeah. So she was a minor and she was doing a scene with this man that was recently out of prison. Um, and it got very dark very quickly. And it was it's allegedly the reason why Josh Safdie and his brother aren't even cool anymore because his brother wanted to put a stop to it, but he was like, "Hey, let's keep rolling these cameras." Um, and from what I'm seeing now, he's quietly stepping back from the
Mm-hmm.
Marty Supreme promo to avoid backlash. Um, and basically, I don't want to get too graphic, but the the guy who was in prison who was on the set of Good Time exposed himself to the minor and asked if he could stick it in.
Jesus Christ.
But he was like allegedly like, "Oh, let's keep the cameras rolling." So now she has to live with the trauma of this and yeah. So that's like the scandal that's happening right now. But so if you've seen interviews, Timmy is now doing like press interviews with Robert Downey Jr. and like he's very much like removed himself from it, and that's allegedly why they are not cool right now.
Yeah, I think the last thing he was at was a Q&A with like Jimmy Fallon on Thursday with him, with the two of them and Timothy. And people were speculating that he had gotten pulled from that, but he wasn't. So I expected for him to basically step back from behind the scenes because you not only are the director of an Oscar nominated movie, you're nominated for Best Director. Now, did I think he was going to win Best Director? Absolutely not, especially with PTA and Ryan Coogler at the top of everybody's list.
Yeah.
But to just have the possibility to hurt the chances of the film in general. Um, Now there have been controversy with Oscar before. You know, last year it was colleague Sofia Gascon, and we didn't know how that was going to affect it. Even though I think who won last year for Best Actress?
Mikey Madison and Nora.
Mikey Madison. Okay, that was unpredictable, but
Yes, it was.
that was very unpredictable. We all thought it was going to be doing more.
Hmm.
Or the one lady, I can't remember her name, but she had her own controversy when it came to blackface. But with this is a very different case because this is a previous production that he's done. On top of that, we're in a time where a lot of abuse is being exposed, especially when it comes to a certain stack of files that came out last week. So I don't know how voters going to feel, especially since they're going to be maybe questioning, well, if that happened on that set, what happened on the set of this movie we just nominated?
Right.
So I can definitely see that hurt their chances for Best Picture if voters are really concerned. Um, if Timmy decides to stand by him, it could hurt his chances. Again, that depends on how folks feel about, you know, aligning yourself with people who are guilty of allegedly putting young people in abusive situations. Because again, abusers being pushed to the front and getting the rocks thrown as they should be. Um, yeah, it was just not the news I expected to come up last week.
No, not at all. Like, because people know that they do this, right? Like, even Timothy talked about a scene in Marty Supreme where he was working with somebody I think who had recently been released from prison, and they did a scene, and he said he got kind of scared a little bit, and he was like, where did you find these people? Like, where did you find this guy?
Yeah,
So it's yeah, it's very. I think it's just very known that they do this, so nobody expected it, but I don't think it's going to affect much, unfortunately, because I don't think Hollywood fully cares about women.
yeah, that's unfortunately true.
Yeah, I don't, especially if if it happened on this movie, I think it could be a very different conversation, but because it happened their last movie, it's like, oh, this is all just coming to light in a way. Like I just don't think that they're gonna care enough, unfortunately.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Um, yeah, usually with like award season, like scandals, it's usually like not even like a full month because I'm thinking October surprise. It's usually like a mid-season surprise because I remember with the holdovers and the whole plagiarism allegations against the main writer, which turned out
Right.
to be true, like putting the script side by side, it's like, oh, you plagiarized this. I can't remember if no, he didn't win that year. I think it was someone else that won because that was same year Divine Joy Randolph won.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
best I think original screenplay it was nominated for. But yeah, that was one scandal. And of course, the year after that was Carlos Sofia Gascon and her many, many, many tweets.
Left
And then
nobody
this
off the
year we
hook.
got this with Mario Supreme.
Yeah. And you see like that scandal affected her, but it didn't affect the movie Amelia Perez in the slightest. So,
Yeah, I think the only one like the technicals, but that was it.
hmm. Hmm.
And then Zoe got Best Supporting Actress.
Don't remind me. I'm just kidding.
Yep.
Um, yeah. So let's switch to something more fun for a little bit. Did you watch Bridgerton?
I did.
Okay. Um, what did you think? Because I have some thoughts.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I went in with an open mind,
Hmm.
and I was looking forward to Benedict's season just because he's always been such an eclectic character. And I think Yaron Ha was the perfect person to play Sophie.
Hmm.
I liked the initial banter in their meeting. I also love the fact that essentially she's hiding this secret and they are falling in love while he has the fantasy of this woman in this silver gown and mask. But when we get to the end of part one, this man has the dummy Bridgerton gene. I swear to God.
He pissed me off. So that was honestly the gag of because I'm gonna be for real. I was a little bored throughout it because I was like, not they just ripped off Cinderella. Like
It ain't a ripoff. It's directly inspired by Cinderella.
well, I just like as somebody who doesn't watch trailers, doesn't know what's going on, like
And
haven't
that's
watched,
how you be in them situations. You don't be watching the trailers.
but I was just like Cinderella. So when I found that out, I was a little taken out of it. And then the last scene, I'm like, okay, okay. And then when he says, "Be my mistress,"
I want
Negro,
my phone on the floor.
Negro, how dare you? I was so mad at him. Um, but yeah, that's probably my biggest beef with this season is just like the rip off of Cinderella, but not any of the other beefs that people have. Like a lot of people are not using their forgot what that phrase is called, where you're supposed to like suspend your disbelief of reality.
Mm.
But a lot of people are like, whoa, why can't he recognize her? Why can't, and I'm like, y'all, have you never, come on now, like live in the world of the show. Like, seriously. And then I saw somebody post online today. They were like, "Why does every season focus on the Bridgertons?" I was like, um,
8 book series on the siblings.
I uh, I was like, "Hey, what's the name of the show?" Like what are we talking about? Um, but I will say that Sophie, the actress that plays Sophie, is an incredible actress.
Mm-hmm.
She is killing it. Like every little micro expression that she's doing, and she's so good. She's so good. And is that Cho Chang? Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I was like, hey Diva. Good to good to see you.
I hate Diva.
I hope you've been well. Like, yeah, she's such a baddie, even though she's evil.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah, so that's my little and with that, I feel like the stakes aren't that high. But
It's
I
because we got part one. We're not at part two yet.
no, I know. But the Cinderella thing did like it ticked me off just a little bit. But I do think that they have good chemistry. Like I'm seeing it. Like everything's there. I don't know why. Yeah, a lot of people have like a lot to say about this season more than usual, I feel.
Yeah, well, that happens when new fans who don't know about the show hop on, as it does every time. Oh, we got breaking news.
Uh, what?
The Kelly Clarkson show is confirmed to be ending.
Okay.
She just released a statement. I have been extremely fortunate to work with such an outstanding group of people at TKCS, both in Los Angeles and New York. There have been so many amazing moments and shows over these 7 seasons. I'm forever grateful and honored to have worked alongside the greatest band and crew you could hope for. All the talent and inspiring people who have shared their time and lives with us, all the fans who have supported our show, and to NBC for always being such a supportive and incredible partner. Because of all that, this was not an easy decision, but this season will be my last hosting TKCS. Stepping away from the daily schedule will allow me to prioritize my kids, which feels necessary and right for this next chapter of our lives. This isn't goodbye. I'll still be making music, playing shows here and there, and you may catch me on The Voice from time to time. You never know where I might show up next. But for now, I want to thank y'all so much for allowing our show to be a part of your lives and for believing in us and hanging with us for 7 incredible years.
That makes sense to me. Like she's been through so much and
Mhm.
I it checks out that she would like want to prioritize her kids and her family at this time. Like doing a show like that takes so much.
Especially since they moved from LA to New York, like halfway for the run.
Hmm. Yeah.
I want to know who are they going to have filling that slot,
Right.
because that was a popular show. Like, even
Hmm.
though it's still very like new, that was a popular ass show.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think like, because I know the seasons usually end in like the spring. I gotta go to one of their live shows.
Yeah, you should go.
I need to go.
Do it. Do it for those who can't.
Because
You should go.
I know people, got press tours to do. Oh
Hmm.
my God, I hope Hallie's able to go. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. End of an era. End of an era.
which is crazy to even say.
I know. I know. Speaking of which, oh my God. Rest in peace to Catherine O'Hara.
Oh, that broke my heart.
Rest in peace.
That broke
Like,
my heart when I got the news.
yeah. Like, my family and I watch Home Alone
Mhm.
every year on Christmas Day, without a doubt. Like, we are watching Home Alone. She's just such a staple in many a home,
So many homes.
so many
Like,
homes. Like,
she was acting for a long time.
mhm,
And she
mhm.
was still acting.
Yeah.
She literally had a whole like commercial come out 2 days before her passing. I
Mhm.
just started watching the studio when I was on like the plane for work. I was like, oh my God, this is everything. And
Yeah.
season two is just gonna be so insane because they have started production the week
Right.
before she died,
I
and they
know.
just canceled their season two promotion events because of her passing and everything. And just reading everybody's tributes was just so sad. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Eugene Levy's post. Oh, I need my friends to eulogize me the same way he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she had an Emmy for, I think it's Schitt's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
She gave us animation. She gave us so much. Like, she's such an icon. She will be missed, and Home Alone's just not going to hit the same this
Oh,
year.
it's the fact that we lost Diane Keaton and Catherine O'Hara
Right?
back.
Like,
The
that,
family Christmas movies are just gonna hit different.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, of course, like Macaulay Culkin's post is just,
Oh, that one just hurt my chest,
hmm.
especially since like because you know how like people be playing like old interviews. She never stopped like calling. They never stopped
I
calling
know.
son.
I know.
And you see like his star, the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's like, Mom,
I know. I'm about to cry right now. We have to stop.
bro.
Yeah, it's super sad. Ugh, okay. Um, Ciao. How do you feel about La Roche?
All money ain't good money. I will say that.
True. Do you think this was him choosing a stance? Or do you think it was him just taking a check?
I,
Or is that like one and the same? Because a lot of people are mad at him, and then there are some people that are like, y'all, come on, like it's law. He just took a check. It's not Jeff, it's Laura. Like, is her name Laura?
I think Lauren Sanchez. Yeah.
Lauren.
I
Yeah.
think I think taking the
Lauren?
check is a stance because being apolitical is not an option anymore,
Yeah.
especially with where we're in right now and people are openly declaring who they have allegiance to and who is contributing. Like this is the same Lauren that was at the Orange Man's inauguration with her now husband.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it don't help that there have been times he talked in interviews of how fashion is used as a political statement and how art is political. And you, as a Black queer man, are aligning yourself with people who align with people who want to have us extinct,
Yeah.
damn near shipped back out or probably back in the fields. Let's be serious.
Hmm. Yeah. When you put it in that perspective, um, it makes a lot of sense. Because I think for me, I was just kind of like it wasn't Jeff and it wasn't like Trump. Ooh, I don't like to say his name. It wasn't the Orange Man or Melania. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's just her. Like, she's just the wife. Well, like, whatever. Like, we all know that he just took a check. But then when you put it in that context, it's like, okay. But then on one hand, a lot of people are like, well, people still shop at Amazon. People's like, some of our faves were hanging out with Bezos and at his party. So like what does it all really mean, you know?
That people are a different tax brackets change you.
Hmm.
Okay, not everybody has the guts of being Mark Ruffalo.
Hmm. So do you think we should hold Law's feet to the fire for this, or do you
You
think
know,
like
part of me thinks that Black people are over scrutinized at every given chance, but also at the same time, where we're at currently, we cannot be giving any more grace to people that purposely make these decisions. I don't know how it's going to bode with other clients who've made their stances known, but yeah, people are going to have to draw some lines and make some decisions very soon as unfortunately this gets worse. Um, I've already talked about it when it comes to how people feel about celebrity and how they choose to use their resources and their privilege, and folks are getting strict, even down to the influencers. They're getting strict.
yeah, yeah. Very, very strict. Um, yeah. I think you make a good point. I'm I'm just also like I know somebody who's actually about that action is Gabriella Karifa Johnson,
Uh
and
huh.
she's like about it, but
She ain't hold
also
back nothing.
she's about it, but also like doesn't shop at Amazon, doesn't take those type of brand deals, only works with select people. So it's like she talks the talk and walks the walk. And I just wonder if more of us are gonna criticize so harshly. We need to walk the walk and talk the talk that same exact way. So I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of how I feel. Like, how much can I scrutinize law when I get Amazon packages sent to my house? Like,
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. But, food for food for thought. Somebody that y'all were ready to get the hell out of here was Odessa Zion.
Oh, yeah. Almost forgot about that one.
Y'all were so ready to get that girl out of here. And
Whew.
then, but and here's the thing, everybody who made her aware of it was not wrong, right?
Mhm.
Like, and it came across, it came across two ways. One way could be like, oh, she already knew about it, but saw the backlash and pulled out, or she genuinely just did not know, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like a lot of the times they do this to women.
Yeah.
Like they put all of this on women. Like, but once again, they were completely right to call her out. Like, hey, babe, in case you didn't know, like this
Mhm.
role should have went to a Mexican actress. Like everybody had every right to do that. But I feel like there are so many of these men who just be coasting the fuck by. And
Yeah, look at Jacob Elordi. He playing a brown man that was originally in the book. And everyone's gonna say, well, we're gonna make him white because that's how I saw him. I say this and I'm going to see the movie early. So
Wait, you are?
yeah, I'm gonna see it early.
Okay. I could go see it early, but I'm waiting because I don't want to I don't want to like okay. I've developed like a small crush on Jacob Elordi, so I
Hey, and everybody does. Everybody
I
has.
I know, but I got there late. So now
Okay, and
so
listen,
so
no one was
basically
really checking for him like that when it came to the kissing booth era. Everybody came later. Also, Nate kind of turned a lot of people off, so that makes sense.
Because yeah, I've never seen the kissing booth, and I definitely when I was watching Euphoria was like, he's sick in the head. But watching more of his interviews and just seeing how he is, I'm like, I'm one of those people like attracted to talent. Like I remember I had a crush on this guy in my theater program just because he was so talented. Like I just am attracted to talent. So like I'm like, oh my, I'm watching more of his work. I'm like, this man's a star. And then I'm seeing his interviews and how committed he is and like telling these little stories. I'm like, wow, like Jacob will look for me. And so now I have like a little crush on him. But yeah, basically I'm not going to the early screener because I want to go see it with like my friends in the comfort of it's like I don't want to be around like critics and stuff while like when I go see it. I want to have fun. So I'm not going. But I could, but I don't want to. So feel free to I heard it's my friend went to the premiere in LA and he said it was incredible. So I'm curious. I'm
Yeah,
curious.
well, report back. By the time we get to the next episode,
Yes,
give my
report back.
thoughts.
Report back for us who have to wait till the Valentine's Day. Wait, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. So we were talking about Odessa.
Odessa, it's completely off course.
But yeah, I just feel like y'all are always so ready to like get women out of here for every little thing. And um, kudos to her because a lot of people, I'm gonna be so for real. Like you could have told a biracial actress that about a black woman role. You could have told a white person about a person of color role. There's so many people you could have told that about. Um, a person who's not disabled about a disabled like there's so many type of roles that people take every single damn day and y'all let it rock and she didn't have to do that. So I'm gonna give her some small props for that because we see this every day where the biracial girl will just get up there and be like, the director wanted me.
And there's a couple that have done that.
So, I commend her for that because A lot of people, you could not have talked them out of a check.
Yeah. What followed after that was a letter from over 100 different Latino actors in Hollywood calling out the whitewashing of Latin characters. Now, of course, our side of Twitter was like, oh my God, why can't the Black community ever do this? And then everybody was, the other half was like, half the people on this list have either been a part of Afro Latino erasure or they have had some sort of anti-blackness come up. And I'm just like, oh, y'all right.
Wait, really?
Awkward.
Yikes.
Yeah, not all of them, but some of them.
Damn, that's a yikes on bikes
Like Sochi
situation.
Gomez, I love her. But America Chavez was originally Afro Latino
Hmm.
and dark skin
Hmm.
and ended up going to Sochi, who is great, but also at the same time, Afro Latino Razor. And then John something. I can't remember his last name, but he loves to like completely forget that Afro Latinos exist because this is the same guy that talked about little to no Latin representation when it came to the Emmys. And
Hmm.
this is the same guy that was on When They See Us with
Jerome Jerome?
Jarrell Jerome. Yes,
Uh-huh.
Jarrell Jerome, who is Afro Latino. That man is half Dominican
Hmm.
and y'all just forgot about him. And Laz Alonso even brought it up to him one time. He's talked about it before. I'm like, y'all love to forget Afro Latinos exist. Because I remember when Cohn was nominated for his second Oscar, and people had done like a recap on like their social platforms, and they were leaving him out. And everybody was like, especially Black people, everybody was like, y'all forgot Como Domingo. He is Afro Latino. His daddy's from Belize.
Oh, okay.
He's Black American and Afro Latino.
Hmm.
So everybody was like, y'all forgot about Coleman. Y'all do this every time. And then they went and corrected themselves. I was
Oh,
like, y'all are not being the anti-blackness allegations.
yeah, yeah. And that, we here in Black History, y'all, happy Black History
Oh,
Month.
happy Black History Month, guys. We forgot to start off the show with that.
Happy Black History Month. We are, we're not, it's been a long time coming where we're
And
not.
happy Centennial. We about to be black like we've never been black before.
But it's been a long time coming where y'all we're not letting this the shit slide. Like I'm
Yeah.
literally like it's so funny. Like people will be on TikTok and see a fine white man and you open up the comments, who'd you vote for? Like it's like
Good. Be that strict.
we are checking all bases now, okay? So we're not joining your march, your struggle without some data, okay?
Find someone else to do it.
Get someone else to do it. Um, okay. Before we wrap, I do have to just touch a little bit on how my boys were fighting last week. Um, so as you guys remember last episode, the Harry Styles tickets have been out of control. Once again, didn't get any tickets today. I joined the queue bright and early. There were 70,000 people ahead of me in the queue. So then Zayn is doing a residency right now. He's been getting some momentum, some love, like people are starting to notice. And he was like, hey guys, thank you so much for coming out today. I'm hoping that, the ticket prices weren't too bad. And it was like, oh, is that Zayn being a little
Yeah,
shady?
do a
Now,
little jokey joke.
right. Now I took it as just like harmless fun. But now once again, it's Zayn versus Harry. It's
Mm,
Zayn and Louis versus Harry.
yep.
Harry stepped on Louis' release date. Drama. And it kind of just makes me sad, honestly, because I'm just like, after Liam, I would have thought that everybody would have been
Mhm.
happy and it would have,
Nah, girl, this is like that family drama after like the person dies and
I
you go
know.
arguing over the will at the funeral.
Girl, I know. And it's like, okay, so everybody's just cool with Niall. Nobody else is cool with each
Now just
other
mind his business.
every time. I think Niall's actually the one that told all of them because I think Niall is cool with everybody
Uh-huh.
about Liam. But yeah, so like the boys are fighting, which means now the fans are fighting, and now it's going back to like it really is 2016 again because now everybody's like, oh, the y'all see the way Zayn's acting? That's why he left the group. It did like it's, and I'm just like, y'all, we need to let this hurt go. It was just, and they were like, Harry's never shaded Zayn in his life. Baby, I was there. Roll the clip. Roll the clip. We're not gonna do that. They've all shaded each other. There's been little messy fights here and there. Um, but yeah, I just had to touch on that. The boys are fighting, but y'all just just stop. Like this is so
What
long
y'all
ago.
done to her?
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, I had to get off my chest.
Mm.
Before we wrap, we we have to touch on this just a little bit because the Epstein files did drop.
Uh,
And whoo, child. Um, it was, there was a lot of people in those files. Some of y'all's faves were in those files. I have not read through all of them. I have gotten like little pieces here and there. Um, they are
I've
saying,
only seen the headline summaries. I think the only piece I've read was the one that mentioned Jamie Foxx.
yep, that, yeah. Um, and they said Jay-Z and Pusha T were all also in the Epstein file.
Now, a lot of people are saying reading and fold. Now, this was because now the Jay-Z one specifically was because of a tip line from like
Hmm.
1996.
Right,
And that's why a lot of people aren't like reading in full.
right.
And everybody's like, he was still dealing drugs in 96. How is he even around these white men? Like, feel with your noggins, people. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like the tip was from like 2000, like 18, 19.
Hmm.
So basically, someone would just like throw it in there as like a note and
Hmm.
not like an actual admission of involvement.
Right.
And I know a lot of outlets that reported on it retracted it immediately. I was like, yep, the phone calls are made.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't just run a headline like that and think that he's gonna just be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mm-mm, mm-mm. But it's like people have been so ready to take Jay-Z down, like at every turn.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, which I mean, even spiraled into like Nicki going on a full, which we know she does, like going on a full tweeting rampage last night, saying that people like Jay-Z, she used a picture of Jay-Z and Aaliyah and a picture of Jay-Z and Beyonce saying that they like to sacrifice children. Um, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult. She said that Trevor Noah refuses to come out of the closet. Once again, like I'm like, your homophobia is showing because who cares? Who cares? Um, she said that, did you see what she said about Chrissy Teigen?
Yeah, I saw it. She's really heavy in that coke rant.
Yeah, she said Chrissy Teigen has a penis. Then she showed pictures of that man that claimed to be Jay-Z's son, even though I'm pretty sure that, didn't we like find out that that wasn't true?
Yeah.
Okay. So then she posted a picture of him. Then she said any Christian who votes Democrat again is a fool. Went off about Lizzo, posted a old clip of Jimmy Kimmel,
Whew, Lord.
like yeah. And
How did Jimmy Kimmel catching a stray?
you know what? He's gonna catch a stray every single time because I watched an interview with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They did the best friend quiz.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ben was like, who would you, or maybe it was Matt who asked, yeah, Matt was like, who would I say first? Like, if something happened, you or Jimmy Kimmel, and Ben was like, me. And he was like, F Jimmy Kimmel, F that guy. And it was just like Jimmy Kimmel's always like catching a random stray from somebody. But yeah, but what are your thoughts about the Epstein files?
It was bound to come out, and
Hmm.
now we're gonna find out more than we could ever think of. That's
Hmm.
pretty much all my thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, we found out about Ben, not Ben, I'm sorry, Bill. We found out about
Those nasty
Bill.
ass.
We saw them pictures. Yeah, and the more like that comes out about it, you're just like, you kind of see why like Epstein was like, hey, I got to get out of here. Like, because like if this, like I might as well be dead if this gets out. Um, but why do you think like people are so hell bent on like getting like Jay-Z out of here?
Because of how much he's been able to do in a short amount of time.
Hmm.
People would rather someone lose it all than have to work to get a fraction of what they've done.
Hmm. Do you think like Beyonce plays a part in the fact that like they want to see like this black woman just like fall from grace basically?
Hmm? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm not I don't what am I trying to say? I'm not foolish, right? I don't think Jay-Z is like a perfect person or has done all these honorable things. But I'm like, at the same time, why are y'all so hell bent on getting this man out of here? Like, it just it just racks my brain. And then even when Nicki comes at Jay, she just comes at him. It's like, girl, you know the relationship between you and Beyonce is done, but she still like just only comes at him. And then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's just there's just so many different things like coming to light, like old interviews with Rihanna that are like kind of taken out of context, kind of suspicious. Like,
Oh God.
yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, I'm expecting that we're gonna hear more, see more, unfortunately, like against our will. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we know the Orange Man was there and he's still the president of the United States, so it's just like, mm-mm. Oh my God, did you see that they were paying people $50 to go see the Melania
Yep.
movie?
Mm-hmm.
This guy that came up on my TikTok page said that he went to go see it 8 times.
Why you got time for 8 times?
I
Literally
guess
on Prime Video.
I guess he really needed the money because he went for the first time for the $50 and he was like, "Hey, if I do this again, can I get like another $50?" And they were like, "Yeah." So he just went to go see it 8 times so he get $400 that day and he was like he was just like, this movie has been sitting with me. I could probably quote it. I hated this experience. And everybody in the comments was just like, I don't need the money that bad. Like $50 at 2 hours and you went to go see it 8 times? Couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
So nothing's wrong with that. Mm-mm.
No. Okay, guys, that was our official pop culture segment for the week. So now we are going to transition to our interview with Jeffrey St. Armand and Tricia Lee from Owning Manhattan. So we hope you enjoy. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, as we mentioned earlier, we do have a special guest for you all today on the podcast. And I'm super excited because I am really, really big fans of them. I'm obsessed with this show. I've literally told everybody I know to watch. So today we have Jeffrey St. Armand and Tricia Lee from Owning Manhattan. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for
Sure.
having us.
Okay, so before we get into all the tea, I would just love to know a little bit. I mean, we got to talk about the show, right? All the hot stuff. But before we get into that, I would love to know a little bit more about you all. Like, how did you get involved with the show? Like, Sirhan has so many different agents. How did you guys get chosen for the show?
It was not as glamorous as you would think. It was it was just a auditioning process. I'm certain Ryan had some insight on who he wanted to be a part of the show, but we just had to simply audition and go meet with producers. And then Trish just wowed them, and here we were. Here we
No, they had a casting, and I think when we started the firm, we thought that we thought he was still doing $1 million listing, and there was no reason not to think that. And then I think shortly after a few months, maybe it was like they were casting for this new show, and like no one even knew that the old show was going away. And so the casting was pretty straightforward. I mean, I was the first person to cast, so I don't really know much about the process. Um, but it just felt more like an interview. Like, what I've now realized is that it's about your own individual story, but then also your personality, I think like they could put any broker on TV, they're choosing the brokers that they feel that the audience would be more drawn to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personality, your entire package, personality, your appearance, and your business.
Mhm. And you guys do your business really well. Like every time, you're basically the people to call if you want to get a spot in Brooklyn. And I know that your story has been about kind of getting out of Brooklyn and expanding across Manhattan. Why has that been important for you in your business?
It's actually been like really perceived that way when what was really happening with our business is that we were like forming a team and growing in all different areas.
Hmm.
But the storyline about growing into Manhattan is absolutely accurate. That just became something that really we were gold with when we came to the firm, not just when the show showed up.
Right.
Mhm.
But we're doing that in other areas as well. So, like we started selling in the Hamptons this past year. We are focusing on Queens now as well. The show tends to make the Manhattan thing well, when we get it done there, we're gonna really be there. And it's like I always make sure to clarify that. Like we have a really we have a great business that we're proud of, and we're also very proud of our community. We're very Brooklyn strong, but we do want to make sure that we are everywhere as far as our business. And we have a team of people. So people see two people. It's not two people, it's a team of people. And those people specialize in different areas. And so as team leads, we really have to like have a diversity in what we cover and what we can consider. And being that we're like on a world stage, we don't want to shrink that message. We want to really, you know, and highlight it. So the Manhattan story is one of many stories about going into new territories. It's not specific only to Manhattan. And it also, to be fair, is a 2.5 year old story. So while we're talking about it on TV in December, that was shot 11 months ago. So
Right.
if you were to look at our sales
Mhm.
history, you would be like, okay,
Let
so
them
we're
know.
yeah, like one we had both sold in Manhattan before. Like that wasn't something that we had never done. We just weren't Manhattan agents.
Right.
And the
Mhm.
second part of it is really that we're further into that process than the show really depicts because the show is behind. And like, if you're seeing us at 59th Street, you don't know if that happened at the big first of the 9 months we were shooting or the last ninth month when we were shooting. So a
Mhm.
lot of times we're like, what are you talking about? Because I think Jeff feels very established. Yes, we want to do more business in Manhattan, but we are very established. We've done a good amount of deals there prior to coming into the firm and prior to the show. But we do want people to think of Team Tricia Lee in the city. And so that's very intentional. But it's not so much of like when we get that done, we're going to be really, really established. That's not just not truthful.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah.
never took that way at all. I very much took it as a storyline that like you guys are very about your business from what I can see on the show. Like it's very much, listen, we're here to work. You guys are, I
Yeah.
don't know. Everybody seems like they have their own playtime, whatever, but you guys are very much about the business, which I like.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
mean,
like that when you meet us too. Like I think if you were to sit in the room with the entire cast, that is the synopsis of what our clients say, people watch the show say, and everybody inside of our office says that.
Yeah.
right. No, and
Yeah.
also everyone has a role, right? Like that's not our lane, that's not what we do, and some other people need to be involved in that to keep themselves relevant.
Or
We'd
not.
rather stay relevant with, you know, we'd rather stay relevant with, cashing checks and moving on to the next deal, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of deals too, why maybe for people like who don't know, because I know you guys got a really big deal in season two as well. And Jeffrey, I know you were telling me at this party that we met at that you were actually like sick that day. But
Oh yeah.
why is new development so sexy? Like what is it about? Like everybody's trying to get that development deal.
I mean, the sexy part of it is the real sexy part of it is volume, right? So if you have a great project and there, upwards of 100 some odd units in there, you sell that out, you're selling one and with high price points, that could be upwards of like 50 million to $100 million closeout up in if it's even higher price point, close to $1 billion sellout. So that's the real sexy part. But the part that's not that sexy that no one really talks about is the the grind to get to that point and
Hmm.
what you have to do to get to the point of getting those $100 million sellout buildings and the likelihood of not staying on a building in its entirety that happened during the show, like not doing what the developer, whether they be like accurate or in what they think the pricing is, realizing that this is not going to sell, and now it's always the broker's fault, and so they'll move on to another broker. So that's why
Uh-huh.
it's always good. Sometimes it's not the best idea to be the first broker on a new development. Let someone
Hmm.
else deal with all the heartaches, and then the sponsor or the developer gets a reality check and realizes you have to adjust the pricing, and then you come in as the hero, second or third broker on board. But that's why people want to do it.
Got it. Okay.
I like
Okay.
the open, like honesty you are about the job because a lot of times people often see the social media side of being a broker, but through the show, you both are open and honest with it and also have such a work ethic. I wanted to ask Tricia about how you started your business because I was interested how you went from going to owning a nail salon to using your database as the foundation for being a realtor, and I'm just like, this is very STEM. I really like this. So I'm hoping to hear more about how you're able to transition from business owner to a whole nother industry.
Yeah, that's a great question because they're so unrelated. But then when you are like running a business, and like I always say, people like, do you want to be a business owner? Like, does that means you do you want to stand in nail salons all day? Like, do you want to show houses all day? Like, what do you want to do? So the actual job of like running those nail bars was a lot of marketing, driving people through the doors. I don't do nails. I bite my nails, let's be honest, like so it's about me bringing people into a business to support and get services, and it's not even something I do. So I have to be the best marketer in order to really keep my doors flowing. And then I'm running my spaces. And so that's operational, that's maintenance, that's very much real estate in so many ways. The real estate market at that point was really impacting my actual like service business. And so I was paying attention to it. The neighborhoods were always the hottest neighborhoods in Brooklyn that I had my salons, but they were getting like super hot and they were in high demand and everything was just getting really, really expensive. And so I just was paying attention to the real estate a lot more. When I decided to go into it, I wasn't like blindly going into it. I have a really good friend that's a developer, a woman developer, and she's very successful. So it had always been around me. And then life experience. Like I was grown when I went into real estate. I had bought, I'd sold, I'd rented, I'd been a landlord, I'd done all the adult things. So I wasn't walking in like clueless to what this needed to be. I just didn't really understand like the tasks involved in the work. And I met Jeff early on in the switch and the pivot, and he was about a year and a half ahead of me. So he had just kind of finally gotten his footing when I had started and when we met. So I had like this really cool cheat where if I had a question, I could just ask him. Or he's actually a a huge trainer. He doesn't really recognize it. So if he's doing something with you, he's going to really talk you through the details of it, make sure you understand. Like the patience I don't have, he was blessed with. And so I'll always say he trained me in a lot of ways because I don't have that ability. Like I'm not walking you through nothing slow or 4 times. It's just not happening. Jeff is like, no, do you get it? Say it back to me. He's just really, really good. So I had like a great trainer, let's be honest, and then I also came into the business with a lot of just life and business experience. I'd run my own businesses. I'd run my own brand. I knew how to draw people to something. I knew how to market. I knew how to create something from nothing and make everybody want it. So I had a lot of confidence in what my capabilities were. I just had to figure out a lot of the pieces of the puzzle in real estate. And I think the reason why it meshed so well is because I'd always had a true eye for real estate. So therefore, my businesses existed in the hottest neighborhoods anybody wanted to be in.
Mhm.
So when I started to market to those same clients and get listings, they were high demand product. They still are. So it's one of those things where you don't know how you're going to be blessed in your pivot until you pivot. I would have not known that. I was sitting around all the time complaining, like, I've been in this business for 10 years and all I have are all these women's names and numbers. And it's like,
Bingo.
There it is.
that's all you need.
Yeah.
But I genuinely would bitch about that and say it out loud and complain about it. And I hadn't connected the dots. And then throughout the years of working in real estate, I've really gotten to know a lot of those clients better than just like running the nail bar that they visit, but actually like having lunch and inviting them to events and going to their events and like understanding what they do for careers. And I'm like, oh, so under my nose were all of the hottest women in Brooklyn this whole time. And I had no idea. I mean, I knew all the it girls came to my business. I just didn't know the power moves they were out there making. Like, I didn't know my clients were the head of Black media at Google. Like, I didn't know any of those things. So I kind of really got introduced to them and reintroduced to them again in this actual career. So a lot of us have a very long history. And I'm grateful that, when they want to do a transaction, whether it's buying, selling, whatever, they do think of me. And I think that's because they know from that first business, whatever she's doing it well because she just has a standard for how she does it. And the trust was naturally really built in. Like those women really just wanted to rock with me. Like I very rarely had to pitch, very rarely had to compete against another agent because the trust was already kind of built in with those clients for me. And that was enough to really get started in a strong way and have a really strong first year. And then you have your first strong year like that. Your first year is that strong. Rookie of the year, great sales. You get loud about that. And you are now marketing yourself and you're now telling people who you are. And so once I got like rookie of the year, the rest of my career kind of just got on the road because it's like, okay, she's done this pivot and she's kind of shit on everybody when she did it. So she's good. And that's been my story ever since, and then like 8 years later, I'm like, talking to Ryan and then, or 7 years later, 5 years, I don't even know, 6 years later, 5 years later, I'm talking to Ryan.
Five,
And
5 years.
5 years. And he didn't have an office. He didn't have anything. He was just like starting his new firm. But I'm going to be honest, from the moment I met him, I thought he wanted to put me on TV. From the moment I walked into that WeWork space, I just felt it. I was like, oh, I got this, but
And
not even like, it
that's
wasn't
the
a thing
story.
though. There was no
That's the
show.
story.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
the
just,
story she
I
always
was
says.
aware. I always say that. I was just really aware that like, when someone's interviewing and they're talking to you, but their mind is running and you can see it. And
Yeah.
he was like,
Mhm.
huh. And I'm like, he's not listening to nothing I'm saying.
Yeah, the funny thing is that Trish always says that story, but then I'm always like, I don't know if that's necessarily true because I remember just always having to say, look, when after you met met with Sirhan and met with Ryan specifically, the biggest draw for me was the studios team, which is essentially our entire in-house
Media team.
studio video team
Yeah.
that helps us do
Mhm.
everything. And if you look over Trish's shoulder, you'll see there are a couple of Emmys there that I won in working in television as production, by the way.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that was my main reason to really push to go in that direction because I just knew that based with my skill set and with her acumen with marketing, it'll be a great, a great combination. And then she was on the fence, even though she swore they were talking about, he had something else in mind. She was on the fence.
No,
I
I
don't know if
got
I'm going.
such
I'm like, no,
cold
no,
feet.
we
I
are
got such
going.
cold
That's it.
feet. And Jeff was like, you don't understand. We need to do this. And I was just like, I don't know. Like I was so cozy and comfortable.
Mhm.
But, in the interview, I could just tell like when he had a different agenda. And Jeff wasn't there, but I just knew. But I didn't know that $1 Million Listing was over.
Right.
So I just was
Mhm.
you could just tell when somebody's mind is somewhere else, but they are mesmerized or they're like, I call it dazzling when I'm talking to somebody and they're just like, I'm like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I dazzled him. So I told Jeff,
Mhm.
I was like, I know when I'm dazzling somebody, I dazzled him. And I thought in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, he's probably gonna want to put me on $1 million listing. And not to be funny, but this was 2021. We were coming out of like, the year of the
Mhm.
Black woman. And I know
Right.
what it is. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I'm aware when I'm a trend and I'm aware when I'm not. So I was like, okay, that would make perfect sense. And honestly, they need that. Like they need that level of diversity and a little mix up and a little system anyways, and not like to be on the show, but like somewhere in the background showing something, turning a door. Like that's what I thought he was kind of like cooking in his head. I had no idea this man was basically shopping a show to all these networks and turning them down, and like he had his pick of the litter. It was crazy. Like there'd be
Mhm.
Hulu there on Tuesday and Netflix on Wednesday. It was nuts. HBO would come, and he has Bravo. Like I think Bravo was the
Yeah,
first
Bravo was
person.
a part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he was just in a great situation. And then when we actually cast, it was like great, but the process was long. It was years. It was tedious. Like we're 4 years into a process of a show that's brand new to everybody.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we had no idea
Wow.
what was going to happen. There was no like update on this network is considering it, this platform's considering it, nothing whatsoever. Up
Mhm.
until like even the day when he announced it, it was like, yeah, well, we didn't make it to where we wanted to. And then at
I
the
know that was so cool. He was like, so just wanted to let he brought us there to tell us that basically nothing happened. And I was like, you could have sent that shit in an email.
Right.
but
And of
yeah,
course, he
that
was just joking with us. He brought us there to tell us, like, we had been greenlit and we were like, we were going to start shooting in like, I think it was like 2 months or something. But even at that point, we were like a year and a half in.
yeah.
Wow.
And the cast
Wow.
wasn't even set too. That's the other thing. The cast like varied from being 12, 13, 14
Yeah,
at one
it'd go
point.
up and it'd go
And
down. Like
then
there
people
like
would
a
be in
lot
a
of the core
room.
people are still here, but there were more, there were lots, there were people that thought that they were going to be in the show. Like it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Like that show came out and some people were looking for themselves, let me tell you.
No,
So
it was
on
awful.
the show, who are you guys cool with? Because as a viewer, and Simone, you can tell me who you like. I like you guys and I like Genesis.
Hmm.
Mm. I mean, we're cool with, I mean, we're essentially the same people. What, Jess Taylor, Jordan, let's be
I feel
super
like Jeff is cool
Tony
with
Barnes.
everybody because he's Mr. Congeniality. I'm a
I mean,
Pisces, and so I'm like, dude.
I wouldn't say I'm cool with everybody,
I
but
like Jordan. I like Jordan.
yeah.
He's funny.
Which Jordan though? I'll be
Uh,
clear.
That was like
uh,
shady, Jeff. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, there's two Jordans on the show, so which
there
one?
are two
I'm
Jordans
just
on the
saying.
show.
So
Um,
I call them March and Hurt because March is the black
okay.
Jordan and Hurt is the white Jordan.
Well,
I'm
you know
really
what?
cool with Hurt. I'm really cool with Taylor. As far as like friends and like we vibe really well. Everyone
Okay.
else, I think I kind of get along with. Like I tolerate, I'm congenial with, but I do feel like everybody loves Jeff. That's just the story of my life in real estate and in this show. Like everybody just loves him, and it's great. Not to say that people don't like me, but I'm very opinionated, so it's very quick to change your mind about me.
Well,
But
listen, and let
Jeff is
me
not like
interject
that.
here.
I feel like Jeff is
I
more
am no, no, no. I'm very opinionated, but
you're more
I
forgiving.
give people some grace. How about that? I
Yes,
give
that's what it is. Jeff
that's
is always like,
where
"Oh,
she's
well, you
not
don't
doing.
know. Like he always is like, oh, maybe, and I'm like, nope, that's what it is.
So
Okay.
that's
It's
where we
always
differ.
about who's gonna be right. But
Mm,
I I don't know. Like I don't have an issue with anyone, and when I do, I'm very vocal about it. So it's like
yeah.
when I'm not cool with
Mhm.
somebody, it's kind of like
You're
obvious.
gonna
I
know.
mean, yeah, like I just have to. I don't have any reason to like to front for anybody on this show. I feel like it is what it is. Like I am who I say I am. I'm the same person on and off camera. My business is what it is. I'm here whether I'm on the show or not.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
just kind of like do my own thing. But there are some people that I just don't like vibe with and I just don't value and appreciate as much.
Mhm.
For the show, I would say I have appreciated all of them because it's like this mix that's needed. So
Yeah.
I look at them as like
Mhm.
what they bring to the recipe is necessary, even though that's not like my kind of, ingredient.
Right.
But I do think
Right.
that for what we offer, like I do understand the value of all the individuals.
And I think one thing about the show too is that we have great diversity. I mean, I think, and that's one thing that
Yeah.
really separates
Mhm.
us from any other show.
Yeah. I
We
just
have
didn't like the fact that like this season there was like a lot of conversation around bullying of Genesis and like, you know, there was like a lot of hot topics, and it was, to me, it just
Yeah.
came from a very ignorant space because I know those individuals, I know Jess and I know Jordan, they're not like that at all. Like they will call you on your bullshit, and that's what a lot of what you guys were seeing and took that as bullying against a minority woman when really she wasn't telling the truth in those scenes, and she's told that later in the show, and yet
Yeah.
it was like that just goes brushed under the rug in in the same way that Niall's completely inappropriate office behavior gets brushed under the rug. So I'm
Well,
starting
see,
to
that's
learn
where
the
we differ there.
audience.
I don't necessarily think his behavior was inappropriate.
Oh, I thought it was completely
And I
inappropriate.
think when someone is being accusatory in the tone and not more so looking to figure out what the truth is, if you're going to accuse me of doing something without saying, "Hey, was this done?" and you're saying, "Oh, I know you reached out to my client," I would, if it would, if the tables were turned and it was someone addressing you that way, I would have reacted the same way. So I don't think it was. He might have gotten a little bit too far
No, he just was too aggressive,
initially.
and that's his thing. That's his
Yeah, but
thing.
I
He was
think it's
aggressive in
necessary
that
though.
scene. That's his thing. Even when I interviewed Ryan about it in the podcast, Ryan was like, after I saw the footage, yes, I agree. He's notorious for that. That's just his personality. I don't like that, and I'm open about that. I don't think that's the way that you're supposed to behave in an office. And it doesn't matter if someone accused you of something. We work in a very competitive environment. The way you respond to that is not to go like nuts like that the way that he did. And so I don't like that. I'm very honest about it.
Well,
Um,
we really
and
disagreed.
again, it gets excused because he's defending Genesis. I'm like, you all are
Yeah.
real funny with what you think is appropriate and not
It's
appropriate.
I think the way it was filmed, it was like set
Yeah.
up for him to be
No,
like
no,
a
like I
hero in
like
that.
Genesis. She's
we
cool,
don't
but
we
Genesis
don't
was lying about what she had accomplished in Miami, and she was lying about all of it.
Yeah.
right, but
Because I
that's
remember seeing that scene and I was like, wait, why did she tell that lie? Like, girl, what are we doing? So,
I think that when I don't know that she was shown she was shown. I mean, I'm shown in a positive light, and I'm sure there's footage of me doing things that people wouldn't like, but she was just shown in a very positive light, doing really underhanded things. And I
mhm.
think that's the truth about
Mhm.
Niall as well. I'll say it. I don't care. I hope they watch this. But if you're gonna do that, like show that with everyone. I felt like those things were like you have footage here of these things that are really like not cool, and
Yeah.
yet they're being perceived completely the opposite. Like she's being bullied and he's defending the poor girl that's being. I'm like, she's a liar. You don't lie about your business in real estate. Everybody's gonna come for you if you do that.
yeah,
It's
but
just like
again, there's very
insane.
selective memory because the lying happened after the alleged bullying happened. So if you're gonna
In the
accuse
show,
someone
yeah.
in the show, if you're gonna accuse someone that way, that's one thing, and then that's a whole separate dynamic with her
So
lying.
the scene that is like hot topic about bullying though is the table scene, and in that table scene, it's
I
like
think no, it's actually prior to that. It's
It's the
actually
one
on the
prior to that.
plane.
And then that
On
was like an add-on, that scene that
exactly.
you're talking about
oh
when they're at
yeah.
dinner in Miami.
Well,
Yeah.
knowing it from the inside out, no bullying is going on. That I can tell you
Mhm.
that. And I'm
Mhm.
not saying that because they're my friends. It's just nobody on this cast is bullied ever. Like, first of all, it wouldn't fly. It just wouldn't.
Y'all don't really seem like anybody's gonna put up with it. Like
Yeah.
it seems like it's gonna
No.
get resolved very quickly.
But
No, I mean
someone
every
will
personality is so strong on this
Yes.
show,
Yeah.
Even like the more gentle people they
Even
have.
Ryan, like the flip from season one to season two,
Mhm.
like we're kind of seeing him more in that element. So give us the tea. Like, is Ryan really like that?
Everything you see on TV, he's like
Okay.
I figured early on I said this to Jeff. I was like, either he's acting or he's really like that. But whatever it is, he don't ever cut character. That's all I know. Like, so
right.
I think different people have different opinions. Oh, our light is going out, babe. This light, oh, the bulb is gone. Oh well. Different people have different opinions, but I used to be waiting for him to like
Break
just break
character.
character.
Yeah.
And I just be watching him. And I like, and it's just like it doesn't happen. I'm done. I'm tired. I can't.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
to a point where I was like, well, whether that's just because he's very nice. He's very nice. And he's just like not like there are times in the show where I'm like, he should have said this, and that. But like he really should have corrected and checked situations where like they're not telling the truth.
Yeah.
But he won't do
Yeah.
that. Like if you look in that scene where Genesis lies about selling in Miami, like he looks at the camera and he's like, "Oh my God, what are you?" Because he's not reading what she's talking about. But his kindness won't allow him to like, contradict or I think anybody else on the show would have been like, "You, that's not what that says."
Yeah.
But he
He's a really good
operates like that.
manager.
And I've yet to catch him not operating like that. And I have been looking. I really have.
She's been on
I'm
the
just
prowl.
convinced that like either that's really him or he's so damn good at it, it doesn't matter because he doesn't break character. But it is odd how nice he is given all the things that are flying around his head all the time. Like
I
I
mean, you
don't
got to keep in mind he's still a CEO and has to protect the brand.
Right.
So
Mhm.
we could be the crazy folks, and he has to be level headed. So let us
yeah.
do all the craziness.
And I also think that because all the cast is so crazy, he must be even more calm because like
Exactly. You can't
so
add
yeah,
crazy.
like
Yeah.
he put us together because he liked the craziness and now he's in it and he's overwhelmed for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there
But
are
at the
times all
same
the time he's
time,
like, I can't believe how crazy you guys are. He says that
Yeah,
all.
that's his whole thing. He's like, I thought it was gonna be like insane, but he's like, y'all are really insane.
but he's also very intense too, like very, he's also like you guys, very about your bit about his business, very,
Yeah,
very
nonstop.
focused. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Nonstop.
is. I mean, and his work ethic is unmatched.
Yeah,
So for
nobody can.
he's up at 4:30 in the morning every single day at the gym by 5:30. I mean, it's something that I try to do and I can't even do that. So
Yeah.
What time do you guys get up? What time do you guys get up in the morning and like
relatively
start your
early,
day?
5:30-ish,
Yeah,
6.
we're all early morning people because
Yeah.
clients just don't give you a break. Like they'll start texting you from 6 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. You needed some time to like have your own space, but
Yeah.
go to the gym early if you can. So, you just got to create that time for yourself. If not, the day will get away. Next thing you know, it's 6 o'clock and you're doing a podcast.
So
No,
are you
I think
guys?
everyone has a really early early routine, you know.
Yeah.
But Ryan is like outside of the gym at 4:54 emailing them like, how come you guys aren't open
Yeah,
yet?
I remember one time I thought I was doing something special. I got to the gym at 5:30 and Ryan was giving me a pound leaving. We work out in the
Yeah.
same gym. He was
I've
out.
had that happen too. I've gotten there and he's like walking out. I'm like, God damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
We aspire.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
We aspire. Are you, I mean, you probably can't say, but are you guys filming right now, or is there anything on the horizon for season three? I feel like it not left with a cliffhanger, but it definitely season two like left us wondering like, okay, like what's gonna happen next?
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
don't actually ever know. Like, there's a period of time before we find out if we get season three. We feel like we have season three, but there is an actual announcement. So
Mhm.
we're in that
Mhm.
period now, but we have a
Okay.
schedule for like, season three gets greenlit, then this is when we start shooting, which I think is like in 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
The good
But
thing
we've
is,
been shooting a lot for the last 2.5 years. So like I would speak for everybody when I say if they don't want nothing from us, we lay low because the little bit of time we get to like, play catch up and a lot
Mhm.
of that catch up is in your business,
Yeah.
and a lot of
not
that
even so
catch
much
up is in your
ketchup.
life because the show comes out and then like the calls are coming, the
Mhm.
emails are coming, and now you've got more things to like pursue. And so you almost need a breather from the show for a bit. So that way, when we start shooting again, we can really have our head in the game. There's no way we could be shooting right now. Like
And it's not
literally
even so
just
much
coming off of
ketchup
the
either.
promotional schedule.
It's not even so much ketchup either, because right now it's like we're about to get into the heart of the spring
Spring.
market.
Yeah.
So this is when
Mhm.
we really want to focus in on our business and then sprinkle in the show on top of it. Like, because
Yeah.
whoever's property or home that we're selling, they can care less about a show. They want to make sure their homes get sold. This is their most valuable asset, and they want to get that done, period.
Right.
And if the show is a part of it and it can magnify it and help them to get more eyeballs on their property, great. But our job is to sell their home. And so when we have this downtime, we focus on that. And not to
Yeah.
mention, we'll give us up a plug. We just were like named one of the top producers on the on the in the entire firm. So,
Oh,
and I think only
congratulations.
you're welcome. And I think only what was it? Only two? Only who else? Niall and who else was I think Niall is the only other person on the cast that was given that recognition. So
That's interesting considering all the time amount of time top producer fell out of people's mouth this season.
Right. No, literally.
yeah, I
You're
know.
Because
right.
everybody's a top producer, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but people were actually recognized. So Niall's the only one.
Okay, now real quick, the parties that you guys have for the listings where you're getting people to come out, and are they really that crazy and insane?
Yeah, no, they
Oh
really,
my gosh,
really are.
like
And,
I
and
was
that's not just for TV. Again, the cameras just happen to be there
Yeah,
because
no.
we
And we have
create.
such great ones that don't even make it to TV
Oh,
either.
I know. We
Like
want
some
to
of the
create
good ones aren't even on TV, the fun ones.
yeah, we want to create a complete spectacle. We want everyone to know in the neighborhood, in the brokerage community, to know that this property's out. So whether it be hiring what did we have, a three-piece band. We had classical music, had that going before. Have like art installations,
We've done everything.
live. We've
We've
done all
done
kinds,
everything.
everything.
Yeah, turned a building into an art gallery. I've had taco trucks, you name it. Like it's one you want to if you want to keep yourself loud no matter what property you're launching,
Hmm.
and then like that's like what got you here is kind of what keeps you here. So like as far as the business we've been able to do, getting on an international show, like those are things that have come from stellar marketing. And so we have to continue to push it and take it up to the next notch and the next notch. So it's expected. And then it's actually really fun. So that's another reason why we do it.
They look fun. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
how
look
do
really
I?
fun, especially like if you explain like the marketing side of it, especially like the art gallery part. I'm like, this is like how you do it because I work in like social media marketing, so it's
Mhm.
kind of like on the digital front along with like the in like person team. So like with you describing how you do your open houses and how the amount of effort you put in, that is like visible. And I really love to see the ones that didn't make it on the TV because I feel like those are a lot more fun.
Right?
Yeah, like we never know how they pick them, but like I had a caviar education class and we had like like what we have $8,000 worth of caviar at this thing,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
like everyone got to taste different caviars, figure out why they like it, and then be educated on what it is that they like. That was like so fun. And then we did the Kendrick Lamar dance on video after. It was like those are fun moments, but the part of that is like getting the right people in the room that also have that buyer client
yeah.
and giving them a good experience. A lot of what we're doing is like these brokers are like influencers and we're giving them a good old time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We
we don't
know that
just
they're
do
going to be
these
able to find
parties.
them.
The key to that too, we don't just do parties for the sake of doing parties. We do
Mhm.
the parties obviously to get the interest, but
Right.
with every party, the goal is to have someone potentially buy that property that's on site. And
Hmm.
so
Mhm.
it's otherwise it's useless. I mean, I could throw a party anytime, So the goal is still keeping the main thing, which is to sell. So that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. And I know you guys got to get out of here. They're hustlers, guys, so I know they got to go. But I just wanted to say one thing. Like, I know you mentioned taking it up a notch, and I definitely saw that with the outfits, Miss Tricia Lee. Like, you were fitted
Like, I want to steal
season
your
two.
closet, girl. I love the suits.
So
Like,
Jeff and I currently share a closet, and the word closet is very triggering for him. So I'm thank you,
about to
girl.
I'm about to move her into another closet. We're gonna
He's
convert
about to move me out. Tell him the
a
truth. You're
room
about to put
into
me
a
out.
closet, a room into a closet. So
But see, I was the girl that was made for TV because I already owned everything. I already had every lip color. I already had every shoe, every bag, every hair clip, and every earring. Like I already moved around the world like I was on TV. So this didn't ask anything of me that I couldn't meet.
it actually made it worse. It created a
Oh,
bigger animal.
hush.
So now there could be justification for everything now.
But I felt like I've dressed and done the thing since day one at that firm. I mean, and honestly, in the beginning of my career, I felt it was important to like, Jeff has like immaculate style and he's got like a very strong presentation. Every day he's suited and booted.
hmm.
And that like works for him and that's how I met him. And for me, I try to have a little bit more fun with my fashion and kind of like try to like kind of tread between conservative and like fashion, because it's like hard in this industry to figure that out. But I love the clothes. I love the fashions. I'm definitely that girly, and I would be that girly if no camera was around. I still know every lipstick at Sephora. I'd still have this year's whatever. I've always loved fashion. My grandmother worked at Bergdorf's for 38 years. Like I grew up loving stuff like that. It is the
Period.
bane of our existence though, because Jeff is like a minimalist.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not a
I know.
bit. I probably have like 35 suits. I'm far from
Yeah,
minimal.
but in everything else, you're a minimalist. In everything else but your suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why the word minimal exists. Let's put it because
Yeah,
I don't have
because
the minimum of nothing.
the outfit when you guys went to meet with the developers and then got the deal, I was like,
Uh,
need that.
Wasn't
We
that fun?
need that. Yeah.
That was so fun. I just shared that on my stories last week. I was like, I need to share this outfit because that outfit was it was like leather shorts and a leather blazer. It was so
It
fun.
was really cute.
And you don't remember that outfit because you were like on death's door, but it was a
Yeah,
really
I
cute
know. I have
outfit.
no idea.
That was the sickest we've been together over 10 years. That was the sickest I'd ever seen him that day. That was the sickest I'd ever seen him. And went home and he was sick for days. He didn't get out
Couldn't
of the bed for
tell.
days. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so bad. I'm like, I don't know how he pulled off shooting that scene
Well, that's,
because
I didn't say much of anything. I was like, you go ahead. I'll just
I
be
don't
there.
even know how he stood up though, you guys. It was like we put him in the car after that scene was over, brought him home, put him in the bed, and he like this is somebody that can't sit still for 2 minutes. He stayed in that bed for 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You could not
Wow.
tell at all.
Oh
Oh
no,
no,
he
oh, that's
A true professional.
Yep.
And
that
that's
was
what we both have in common though, like is our tenacity. We are going to hang on and get something done. Like no
Mhm.
matter what it is, like even this year, 2025, we shot this show and like obviously we became like we earned top producer, but we also earned like New York State Deal of the Year as
yeah,
well, like for all of Rebney.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
exactly.
like, and that particular deal is a deal about tenacity, like closing a deal that shouldn't have been able to close, but you had the
Right.
skill set and the knowledge to be able to get it done as difficult as it was. Like we have an award for that. We have two awards for that.
Right.
Up there. Yeah.
Um, so
And
it's like, that's what we definitely have in common is that don't give us a goal.
right. And that was from season 1, by the way.
Mhm.
That was a deal that happened in season 1, the Brown.
Yeah, that like house I'm in where I'm dressed like a bridesmaid and we had like the string quartet and like all
Mhm.
that stuff going on. That particular deal was voted one of the most difficult deals of 2025.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
So
got an award
there's
from
truth behind the
from the
cameras.
real estate board for that. Like literally all the firm went to a dinner and everything. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that's I think what we're most pleased about is that we're able to kind of walk that line of dealing with show and visibility and what that is, but also keep our feet firmly planted in our business because that's really what it's about. Like if you're going to have an international exposure and opportunity like this, for us, it's really about growing what we've already got going on, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
expanding that.
Mm,
It's like the best commercial you could ever ask for your business.
Yeah. Discover
Absolutely.
dreams. Never
absolutely.
knew this opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes. Any last things that you guys want to plug before we let you get out of here?
We have a new podcast. I
Yeah.
Okay.
decided I
Oh,
want to do a
okay.
podcast because
Yeah,
I
we
was
have a short and sweet
annoyed.
podcast that Tricia is the host of. I'm producing and directing. And so we've done 6 episodes and
Tomorrow's 7.
7. And then we have
Tomorrow's 7. And the eighth one we're
tomorrow
doing in Atlanta on the 22nd.
22nd, February 22nd, a live podcast in Atlanta. That was
Okay, we both live in
previously.
Atlanta.
Great.
Oh,
You
really?
guys do? Oh, we gotta
Yeah.
invite
Okay, yeah,
you.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
guys, I'm interviewing Myleik Teal for the live podcast. Do you guys know who she is?
It sounds familiar
It
to
sounds
me.
familiar.
So Myleik Teal used to own Curlbox for like 10 years.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and then she did like those women's getaways, the trips,
Hmm.
the
Mhm.
vacations, and she had the magazine and stuff like that. So I'm doing an interview with her. It's actually my birthday weekend on the 22nd of February, and she's coming out of the woodworks to do this interview because she worked with me like 11 years ago before I got into real estate. Um, she didn't work with me. She was still the owner of Curlbox, but we met and we had lunch, and it was just like a really impactful experience for me. And like I felt like wow, I'd love to interview her for this podcast to share with people how she was able to help shape me for this new chapter. So I reach out to her and ask her if she's willing to do it. Lo and behold, she closed Curlbox to start doing that type of work. She now has a business where she coaches the most ambitious women about creating balance in their life and kind of getting to the root of their why so that they can be more clear about the things they want to commit to and not commit to. Because when you have certain levels of ambition, you can sometimes get tripped up and not really know what you want to focus on. So she kind of helps you kind of like steer more clear, figure out yourself, rebuild and rebrand. And this is like considered coaching work
Hmm.
that she did with me 11 years ago. And now she has gone to school, she's gotten certified and she's professionally training and like literally has this insane wait list, can't take a new client ever. But I didn't know that when I asked her to interview. I was just like, God, that conversation with her was so impactful. I would love to share it. And now when we set up the meeting, she's like, yeah, I was always supposed to be working in healing and working with people. And that's what she's doing now. And she's like equally successful in it as well. It's just phenomenal. So
I
I'm
love
sharing
that.
that with my audience as a treat, and going down to Atlanta to interview her. So we're doing that this month. Those are two like pretty cool things we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. We would love to come support
Oh,
you if you need restaurant
Yeah.
recs. We're tried and true here, so let us
I
know.
love it. Yeah, we have a lot of friends in Atlanta, and I have like sorors in Atlanta. But we'll send you an invite. It's at Modex, which is like I think in Buckhead.
That is
Okay.
in Buckhead.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's 3100 Peachtree Street Northeast or something like that. It's a nice venue, and we're really excited. And a lot of our people from New York are coming down with us.
Nice.
Should be
Awesome.
good.
Nice.
Awesome. I love that.
And
And Jeffrey,
we're doing
anything
a
for
lot of
you?
um just deals, and more deals. Really, that's it. That's it at this point. And something else that I'm working on that maybe you'll see me in some other
Tell them, babe.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything just yet, but something major you may see me in soon. But working
Okay.
on
All
some
right.
acting chops. How about that? I'll put that out there.
All right. We
Okay.
love, I mean, deals for real. He's literally at the office right now.
Yeah, I'm actually at the
Love
office now. I
Always.
couldn't leave because I was like, I'm at the office and I'll head back home. So
it.
that's the plan. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for the time. It was a pleasure talking to you both. We're waiting with bated breath for season three of Owning
Aw.
Manhattan. But we'll keep up with you all in the meantime. So thank you so much for joining us.
Happy Black History Month, everybody.
Happy Black History Month, y'all. Stay safe. Stay safe. Oh my God. Stay safe. What the hell is, y'all, we've been yapping for too long. Too long. But love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode, please check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the Pop Culture Playbook. And please follow us. If you love us, please leave a 5-star review. Tell us what you think about the show, anything that you want coming up. Feel free to DM us, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.